Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of March 8, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Ogintoya, an infantry officer. Air and artillery strikes. The Russian forces conducted extensive air and artillery strikes that damaged Ukrainian military infrastructure, including airfields, energy facilities, and production workshops, and targeted concentrations of Ukrainian troops and equipment across 148 districts.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today, we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Ogintoya, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of March 8, 2025. Colonel Ogintoya, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's begin with an update. What is the current status of the special military operation as of March 8, 2025?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to execute the special military operation across multiple regions, achieving strategic and tactical successes. Over the past 24 hours, we have engaged Ukrainian forces in several key areas, neutralizing enemy positions, inflicting heavy losses, and securing more advantageous operational positions. Our forces have been particularly active in the Kharkiv region, Donetsk People's Republic, Zaporizhia region, and Kherson, with significant advances recorded across multiple fronts.
Can you give us a more detailed breakdown of the operations in different sectors?
Yes. In the Kharkiv direction, the North Group of Forces launched an offensive against 3 Ukrainian territorial defense brigades near the settlements of Granov and Volchansk. As a result, Ukrainian forces suffered casualties, and we successfully destroyed military vehicles, field artillery pieces, an electronic warfare station, and an ammunition depot. In the western sector, our forces improved their tactical positioning and defeated 3 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in multiple settlements, including Katarinivka, Kamenka, and Lozovaya in Kharkiv, as well as Yampol in the Donetsk People's Republic. Enemy losses in this area amounted to nearly 200 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, several artillery pieces, and multiple electronic warfare stations. We also successfully eliminated 2 ammunition depots in this region.
That sounds like significant progress. What about operations in the Donetsk region?
In the southern sector, our forces advanced to more strategic positions and engaged formations of mechanized and airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces near Seversk, Rozovka, Konstantinovka, and Ivanopoli. Ukrainian forces lost nearly 250 servicemen in this area alone, in addition to vehicles, artillery, and electronic warfare assets. The center group of forces also made major strides along the front line, dealing a decisive blow to mechanized, airborne, and ranger brigades, as well as an assault regiment and a National Guard brigade. Fighting in settlements such as Lysovka, Myrolyubovka, and Petrovskoye resulted in Ukrainian losses of nearly 600 personnel, alongside the destruction of German-made Leopard tanks, a French-made VAB armored personnel carrier, and a U.S.-made Max Pro armored vehicle.
That's a significant number of Western-made vehicles being neutralized. Are we seeing more of these on the battlefield?
Yes, Ukraine continues to deploy Western-supplied armored vehicles and artillery. However, our forces are effectively countering these assets, with our precision strikes taking out key Western-made units, including the Swedish-made Archer self-propelled artillery system, which was destroyed in the eastern sector. In this area, our East Group of Forces advanced deeper into Ukrainian defenses, targeting mechanized and ranger brigades, an assault regiment, and 2 territorial defense brigades. Fighting in settlements such as Bogodar, Perabudova, and Guliapol led to Ukrainian personnel losses exceeding 150, in addition to the destruction of armored vehicles and field artillery pieces.
Beyond ground operations, what role have air and artillery strikes played in these engagements?
Our operational tactical aviation, strike drones, missile troops, and artillery have carried out targeted attacks on Ukrainian military infrastructure. Over the past 24 hours alone, we have damaged military airfields, energy facilities supplying Ukraine's military-industrial complex, weapons production workshops, storage depots, and command centers for unmanned aerial vehicles. Ukrainian personnel and equipment concentrations were also struck in 148 separate districts.
That's a broad range of targets. Have these strikes had the desired effect?
Absolutely. These operations have significantly degraded Ukraine's military capabilities, disrupting their logistics and command structure while neutralizing stockpiles of weapons and ammunition.
Ukrainian forces have been using advanced Western-supplied munitions such as JDAM bombs and HIMARS rockets. How effective have Russian air defense systems been in countering these threats?
Our air defense systems have been extremely effective. Over the past 24 hours, we intercepted and neutralized 5 JDAM guided bombs, a HIMARS multiple launch rocket system, and 178 unmanned aerial vehicles. Since the beginning of the operation, we have shot down 656 enemy aircraft, 283 helicopters, and nearly 46,000 drones.
That's a significant number of drones. Are Ukrainian forces increasing their use of drone warfare?
Yes, Ukraine is deploying drones in large numbers in an attempt to offset its losses in conventional forces. However, our electronic warfare and air defense systems are adapting to neutralize these threats effectively.
There has been continued fighting in the Kursk region. What progress has been made there?
In the Kursk region, our North Group of forces has continued offensive operations, successfully liberating the settlements of Viktorovka, Nikolaivka, and Staraya Sorokina. Ukrainian forces in this region suffered heavy casualties, losing personnel, tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, including German-made Marder IFVs, armored personnel carriers, self-propelled artillery, and UAV control points.
Given the scale of Ukrainian losses in this region, is there any indication of an attempted counteroffensive?
Ukrainian forces continue to attempt regrouping, but they are facing overwhelming losses. In total, in the Kursk direction, they have lost over 65,500 personnel, 386 tanks, nearly 300 infantry fighting vehicles, 522 artillery pieces, and dozens of other specialized vehicles and electronic warfare systems. Their ability to mount a sustained counteroffensive has been significantly weakened.
With these recent developments, what is the next phase of operations?
Our focus remains on consolidating gains, continuing precision strikes on enemy infrastructure, and neutralizing Ukrainian military capabilities. We will maintain operational pressure to prevent any significant counteroffensive attempts while continuing to push deeper into enemy-held territory.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. Today, in Gaza, Israeli attacks have escalated, with recent strikes killing 3 Palestinians amid ceasefire talks between Hamas and Egypt. In Syria, a significant crackdown has led to the deaths of hundreds in the Alawite region, coinciding with clashes that have reportedly killed over 300 civilians. Additionally, the increasing violence in Syria is noted as the worst since the ousting of the Assad regime. Meanwhile, international responses include a rejection from African nations regarding calls to change the demographics in Gaza. Overall, the situation remains highly volatile across the region.